Hi and Assalamualaikum to our beloved lecturer Puan Siti Azrina binti Adanan. We are from group MAC651B. Would like to present on the topic of measuring economic, environmental and social impact. First and foremost, let me introduce my group members, which consists of 5 presenters. The first one is myself, Nurul Hanisa binti Rosli, and they would be followed by Nur Anisha Zwani binti Razali, and the third presenter would be Nur Syahira binti Muhammad Yazid. The next one is Nur Filzah binti Haris Fazilah, and the last one will be Amirul Hakim bin Ramli. Nowadays, these activities usually happen, right? They don't know how important our environment are. Do you know that these activities could impact the economic, environmental and social? Hold on, we will discuss later. So what will be discussed in this topic? Let's go through on the table of contents. So the first one would be the objective of this study, and the second one we will be discuss on the economic impact, and the third one we will study on the environmental impact, and the fourth one we will see on the social impact, and the last one we will go through on the real cases which related to economic, environmental and social impact. The objective of this study are: the first one is to analyze the economic and social impacts to the community, such as the supplier and the customer, and the second objective is to identify what are the impacts of environment to the organization activities which related to the land, water and air, and the last objective is to study the actual cases that related with environment, economic and social which has occurred in Malaysia. Let's go on the first discussion, which is economic impact. So do you know what is economic impact? The economic impact is how the activities of the organization that could impact the position of the firm, which include the financial measures such as the profit base and the cost measure, and also the broader measures of economic impact. For example, it could give impacts to the organization infrastructure, and also it could give the financial relationship with the government. Furthermore, it is important to the stakeholders such as the investor, because this economic performance will provide them with the return on their investment, since now it could attract investor, as well it could give benefits to the company as well. And also the economic impact is categorized into two, which is primary impact and the secondary impact. which first is the primary is a direct impact, which include all the direct effects the business transactions and jobs such as the employees, and will be followed by the secondary impact, which is indirect, where the business impacts as the result of a direct impact and represent changes in the supplies to support the direct business, where there are business to business purchases. That's all from me. I will pass the next discussion about the positive and negative impact of the economy to Anisha Zwani. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisa. Now, I will presenting on the impact of economic performance. When we talk about the impact, there are positive impact and also negative impact. First, we go to the positive impact. Okay, the first positive impact is increase in sales. This increase in sales is due to the increased demand for the environmental friendly goods and also public awareness on these environmental issues. It gradually affect the customer preferences and also buying behavior. Actually, it start from creating the positive reputation of the company brand when the company have promoting the environmental responsible activities that have been organized by them. Moreover, it will attract more investor to invest into the company and also attract potential customer that have awareness on these environmental issues, and it also enhance the long-term viability of the companies and also result in a greater sales of performance. That's for the increase in sales. Next, we go to the improved cost efficiency. Improved cost efficiency is also the positive impact of the economic performance, as the company need to restructure the operation to be less polluting and adopt energy saving appliance or manufacturing process, as the company may also reduce the production cost, as they can be improved the management environmental costs by identifying, analyzing the relevant costs that need to be incurred. Hence, is also the good implementation of the environmental management cost will contribute positive financial performance and also efficient manufacturing process of the company. Okay, that's for the we go to the next positive impact, which is eliminate any possible legal costs. It will help the company to stay within the law by follow all the law or regulation or requirement made by the national or also international. It's also will ensure the company to stay away of will ensure the company from paying any penalties. Next, we go to the improved business sustainability, when the company have a less reliance on the natural resources and also have the way to deal with the increment of the cost due to the climate change. This company actually have the chance to be success and also sustain in long term, as the company have meet the economic needs of in the market. I think that's all for the positive impact. We go to the next, which is negative impact. Next, we go to the negative impact of the economic performance. First negative impact is high cost incurred. The company need to pay for the cost associated in the collecting the environmental management as required by the law, such as the cost of packaging, water treatment plant, and cost of minimizing the waste, and cost of collecting, disposing the waste. There are also the possible costs that need to be borne by the company when the company not meet the requirement, the law, the regulation from the national and also the international needs or international requirement, regulation of the environmental management. The company need to pay the penalty. This it will result in low profit of the company due to need to bear the high cost incurred. That's for the high cost. Next, we go to second negative impact, which is expensive and low quality of the product. It's actually the company will actually reduce the material quality, and also other costs that need to be incurred as they need to cut off to recover the environmental management costs, or the company might increase the price of the product. Therefore, it might lose its existing and also potential customer, as they may be unable to maintain a reasonable price and also quality of the product as before. That's for the expenses and also low quality of the product. I think that's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Anis. Assalamualaikum, my name is Shahira, and next I will touch on the environmental impact. So, what environmental impact? Okay, environmental impact is defined as any change to the environment, whether adverse or beneficial, resulting from a facility, activity, product or services. To say, it is the effect of human activity on the environment in the form of creating environmental imbalance. So, as you guys can see, this is the list of the most common environmental impact. We will be move on the positive and negative impact for environmental performance. So let me see first on the positive side, where the pandemic situation significantly improved air quality in different cities across the world, reduced GHG emission, lessen water pollution and noise, and reduce the pressure on the tourist destination, which may assist with the restoration of the ecological system. For the second one, it led to the development of new environmental technology, where modern environmental technology has enabled people to capture this naturally occurring energy and convert it into electricity or useful heat through devices such as solar panel, wind and water turbine, which reflect a highly positive impact of technology on the environment. And for the third one, impact on the natural environment and built environment, where the creation of national park, reserve, areas of outstanding natural beauty, conservation area around the world encourage and enforce the protection of the natural environment. Also, the positive environmental impact can have on the built environment, as when more tourists come into an area, there is more money to pay for the maintenance and repair of built heritage such as the Great Wall of China. Then, on the negative side, for the first one, we know negative consequences of COVID-19 can increase of medical waste, habitat use and disposal of disinfectant, masks and gloves, and burden of untreated waste continuously endangering the environment. For the second one, we can see on the air and water pollution, where air pollution, we know it occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of gases are introduced into the earth atmosphere. These consequences lead to negative health impact for human and animals and global warming. And then for water pollution, we know it occurs when the contamination of water bodies such as domestic waste, where this can lead to degradation of aquatic ecosystem and diseases such as typhoid, cholera, and the destruction of ecosystem, which negatively affect the food chain. And the last one, the depletion of natural resources, where it refers to the consumption of the resources faster than it can be replenished. There are several types of resources depletion, such as mining for fossil fuel and minerals, contamination of resources, soil erosion, and overconsumption of resources. This mainly occur as a result of agriculture, mining, water usage, and consumption of fossil fuel, all of which have been enabled by advancement in technology. So that's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Shahira. Next, I will proceed with social impact. So, what is social impact? Social impact is measure and value the consequence of business activities on society. In other words, social impact is how organization, business, or individuals' action affect the surrounding community. It may be result of an activity, project, program, or policy, and the impact can be intentional or unintentional, as well as positive. It is important for the organization to take note that the social impact that the organization seeks to create should be done for the right reason, and not just do it for the sake of social good to reap the financial rewards. It should be meaningful to the business and the whole team and be sustainable well in the future. Social dimension involve internal and external stakeholders, so the social impact can be felt by people directly associated with that organization or individual, or have more far-reaching effect on people in different communities, states, cities, and countries. For instance, broader communities, employees, suppliers, and customers. 17. Social development and goals. When one component of society thrives, many other aspects of their life will flourish. So this can lead to bigger and better changes. So the 17 social development end goals can be used as a guideline for the organization in helping different components of society in different ways and different capacities. Moving on to the next part, which is positive and negative social impact. So on my right will be the positive impact, and on my left will be the negative impact. So we will going to look at the positive impact first. First, improve the quality of living society. So how social impact can improve the quality of living society? Okay, social impact create opportunities that are otherwise unavailable to the minorities or underprivileged. So this group can get access to quality education, clean water, gender equality, or be able to obtain decent work and thus gain economic growth. Not just that, social impact doesn't just help people, it also helps us to live in a healthier environment. So when business and organization concisely choose sustainable way to operate, other life forms on earth can also have the chance to thrive. Many businesses in the past have caused significant damage to the environment. So with social impact in mind, companies can now choose greener ways to operate and produce byproduct, create less byproduct. Thus, we are able to carry out our daily activities smoothly. Second, enhance the company image and brand awareness. As we know, in a crowded non-profit environment, it can be very difficult to stand out. But by investing in social impact, it can actually deliver positive media recognition. Nowadays, everything goes viral, either good or bad thing. People are likely to spread positive opinions about a company that is doing good. This will lead to a positive marketing, in which can boost the organization image and will attract people to support their business. In Malaysia, the brand awareness can be easily gained because once an organization or a company shows a negative behavior, such as copying other products from small business or violating any laws or regulation or being unethical, Malaysian will boycott that brand and switch to another company or maybe their competitors that have a positive behavior. Just with one act of kindness, brand awareness can be created. With a good company image, the organization can be better positioned to attract outside investment. The last part for the positive impact is increase stakeholder trust. How can the social impact increase the stakeholder trust? It can be done by complying with the law and regulation that has been provided by the government, for instance, to protect the environment. Next, comply with the occupational health and safety, improving gender equality by ensuring equalization of wages for both men and women. And lastly, making a profitable product lines more beneficial for communities by focusing on social outcomes during the development and deployment phases. Apart from the positive impact, it also has the negative impact. Firstly, time-consuming and incurred extra costs. How social impact can lead to time-consuming and incurred extra costs? You guys must be wondering, right? Okay, actually, organization has to offer and provide training to its employee if it wants to implement an effective system, and this actually will require additional use of time and incurred extra costs as well as extra resources. Besides that, it will incur more time in managing waste in order to conserve the environment, as the inefficient municipal solid waste management may create serious environmental impact if it is not being done in a proper way. Thus, it requires additional time and incur more costs to manage the waste properly. Secondly, underpaid and fail to support workers' mental and physical health. Why did this thing happen? This issue arises because the organization or the company want to reduce costs while maximizing profit. Thus, they cut the internal costs in the organization. And to consider the worker condition without the healthcare insurance, they are actually being paid lower than the minimum wages. Lastly, company or the organization fail to provide work-life balance and negligent workers' mental and physical health due to overload of works that they are too focused on striving for the community by providing the best quality of product and services. Lastly, business activities might increase pollution. This is due to the increased number of resources, inefficient usage of natural resources, and operation failure. It will lead to the creation of waste. And indirectly, this will increase pollution as all these waste will be dumped into the sea or river. I guess that's all for my part, and I shall pass to the last presenter, which is Amirul Hakim. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amirul Hakim Ramli, and today I'm going to explain regarding the last part of the presentation, which is the real case study that been happening in Malaysia. In the mid of January 2021, Selangor government have agreed to sell the protected sacred forest to the private company. The private sector company planned to demolish the beautiful forest for mixed-use purposes. Malaysians are outraged by the Senate approval due to 87% of the forest which been located at Kuala Langat have been go through deforestation since 2001. Currently, we, our generation and future generation can only enjoy the Kuala Langat forest at the area of remaining of 13%, yet they want to demolish the remaining 30%. In June, many non-profit organizations have done an online petition to stop the deforestation, which, not surprisingly, able to reach thousands of signatures around Malaysia. In the end, Selangor government have stopped the operation and the new forest law have been enacted, where public opinion have the biggest majority in the decision making for the new future for the demolition and deforestation around Selangor. Next, we're going to discuss about the consequences of deforestation. For economic impact, there are several gains compared to the disadvantages, which are the advantages are development of infrastructure will be improved. Next, palm oil supply escalated since this was originally planned for mixed-use purposes. Next, able to supply energy to covered area if the land were used for energy plant base. And last one, the advantages of economic impact from the deforestation at Kuala Langat Forest, which is exploitation of natural resource that would increase the country income. The point that I discovered the disadvantages for economic impact, which is reduction of country income in tourism aspect, especially for nature lover tourists. And next we move on to the environmental aspect. All incurred losses and there is no advantages for environmental aspect of the demolish for the Kuala Langat Forest, which is increased possibility of soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and the last one, contribution to climate change. And for social impact, we have discovered two losses and one advantages. For social impact, the disadvantages is the disruption of local tribe which still reside at the remaining Kuala Langat Forest. And the last one of the losses, which is the future generation unable to enjoy the nature. And the gains are the transmission are happening, which are the shift of overpopulation in the metropolitan, especially in Kuala Lumpur, can be reduced and shift to the new place that will be urbanization. That's all from me, and that's all from my group. Thank you.